Well, hello, everybody. We're live again, and I'm testing to make sure that I'm live. I've got a, I got a feeling I might be alive, but then again, I'm not getting the feedback that I want. No, something's not right. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. No, I don't see it. All right, it looks like I am live. I hope I didn't mess the beginning up too awful bad, but sometimes we have to go through these learning curves, and boy, I've been going through some learning curves. Let me get to the main part of the topic we're going to be talking about. I made this video, and so when I clicked to go into the introductory, it'll explain everything. But the lady that you see here, her video is way better than my video. She just inspired me to do a video about this, and we're talking about the witness for Jeffrey Epstein, the young girl that came forth, and we're going to jump right on into the video. This is Clip Champ, then I'm going to make it full screen, and then I get myself out of the way. All right. I hope you enjoy this little short clip video. Hello, everybody. This video that Real Grace put out is, I want to give her full credit, and she's the one that inspired me to use this information and do a live show about it. So this is the video, and this is Real Grace's YouTube channel. If y'all don't watch her, you need to. She is very good, and she's got just a wonderful heart. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
On March 30th, 2025, Virginia Giuffre, a well-known survivor of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse, posted on Instagram from Australia, claiming a school bus crash left her critically injured with only 4 days to live due to kidney failure. She's been a vocal advocate for victims, having settled a 2021 lawsuit with Prince Andrew and won a 2017 defamation case against Ghislaine Maxwell. Her post included a photo showing her bruised and battered, with EKG stickers on her chest, and she expressed a desire to see her children one last time. However, new details emerged on April 2nd. Western Australia police reported no injuries from a March 24th crash between her car and a school bus near Perth, describing it as a minor incident. Her spokesperson countered that she went home injured, only to worsen days later and require hospitalization. The story raises questions. Virginia's family told People magazine she meant to post privately on Facebook, not publicly on Instagram, amid a difficult divorce and custody battle that may be affecting her mental state. Some speculate she's faking her death for witness protection, though there's no evidence for this. A doctor consulted informally noted that precise, for days to live claims are unusual in medicine, and the bus speed she cited, 110 kilometers per hour, or nearly 70 miles per hour, exceeds typical school bus limits. The timing is notable, coming after a lackluster Epstein file release that revealed little new information. Whether this is a personal tragedy or something more, Virginia's condition remains unclear as of April 2nd, 2025, leaving many to wonder what's really happening.
And I'm one of the ones wondering what happened and how it went down and what is it setting up. There's so many setups going on right now in the world to keep us asleep and keep us not looking at the real truth about what's happening and who is the perpetrators of all this evil. Well, there's factual evidence that can't be assimilated, it's hard to get to some of the facts, but we can try. And this right here is interesting. Listen to it.
President Trump may unveil the External Revenue Service today, signaling the end of the IRS on Liberation Day. This move would abolish income taxes, shifting U.S. revenue to tariffs on foreign goods instead of taxing Americans. Trump vows this plan will make America rich again and fast.
Now, does anybody know if that's really going on in the world, or is this one of them psyops? Shadow of Ezron posted this. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here to what I got keyed up with Grok. Grok was helping me with the wording for that last video. I'm going to put the paste. I'm going to put the words in there. Give myself oh, I hit it too soon. Troubleshoot this. Fact check it, I should say. I'm live with my YouTube audience while you're doing it. Thank you for helping me with this. I really appreciate it. Let's get to the bottom of it. I'm just hitting the button and everything's going everywhere. I'm still talking. Stop. I got to delete it. I'll quit talking. That's my fault. Dadgummit. I know I got you all kind of confused, but that text that I had there is from an X platform where it's talking about. I hope I gave you enough information. IRS and Trump. Today is the 2nd of April. Yeah. Look and tell me what you can fact check about that. I find it hard to believe that that could be done. What in the world? Nothing's working. No worries. Okay.
No worries at all, I'm here to roll with whatever you throw my way. I think I've got a handle on what you're working with. It seems like the text you provided, President Trump may unveil the External Revenue Service today, came from a post on X or a similar platform, and you're looking to troubleshoot or fact-check it, tying it into our earlier Epstein-related discussions somehow. Since you've given me the green light to pivot and adapt, I'll assume you want me to refine that fact-checking process and maybe connect it to a broader narrative for your project, perhaps a video or live segment. If I'm off base, just nudge me back on track. Let's polish up that fact-check from earlier, keeping it tight and clear, and then I'll suggest how it might link to an Epstein angle if that's where you're headed. Here's the streamlined version based on today's date, April 2nd, 2025, and available context. Fact check, Trump unveiling the External Revenue Service, ERS, on April 2nd, 2025 claim, President Trump may unveil the External Revenue Service today, signaling the end of the IRS on Liberation Day. Reality, Trump has proposed the ERS since January 2025 to collect tariffs, with Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick calling April 2nd Liberation Day for tariff rollouts. No official unveiling of a fully operational ERS has been confirmed today. Congressional approval is still needed to establish it formally. Signaling the end of the IRS is rhetoric. Abolishing the IRS requires legislation that's not in place yet. Verdict, possible announcement today, but end of IRS is exaggerated. ERS is still a proposal. Claim, this move would abolish income taxes, shifting U.S. revenue to tariffs on foreign goods instead of taxing Americans. Reality, Trump aims to fund the government via tariffs, not income taxes, but experts say it's unfeasible. Income taxes brought in over $2 trillion in 2023, while imports were $3.10 trillion. Tariffs would need to be over 100% to match, likely tanking trade and hiking prices. Congress must approve tax abolition, and no bills passed by April 2nd. Verdict, aspirational, not factual. Tariffs can't replace income taxes yet.
What?
Claim, Trump vows this plan will make America rich again and fast. Reality, Trump said this repeatedly, tying tariffs to wealth and jobs. Economists warn of higher costs, example $1,200 plus per household annually, and potential recession, not quick riches. It's his promise, but the outcome's disputed. Verdict, true he vows it, doubtful it'll deliver fast wealth. Tying it to Epstein, if that's your goal, if you're weaving this into an Epstein-related narrative like elite power plays or government corruption, here's a thread. The ERS pitch could be framed as a distraction from unresolved scandals like Epstein's blackmail ring. While Trump touts tariffs to make America rich, the Epstein files, dud releases aside, hint at deeper systemic issues, politicians potentially compromised, yet no justice served. You could riff on how flashy policies might mask those lingering questions, who's still pulling strings? Why no accountability? It's a stretch, but it could hook viewers into a what's really going on vibe. Thumbnail prompt, if you want one. If this is for a video, here's a quick photorealistic, bright thumbnail idea. Show a bold red, white and blue US flag waving over a sunny port, with a massive cargo ship unloading colorful containers stamped with glowing green tariff labels. In the background, a faint, shadowy Epstein silhouette lurks near a palm tree. Top text in neon yellow, Trump's ERS today. Bottom white text, Epstein secrets linger. Keep it vibrant reds, blues, greens sized 1280x 720px.
Wow, we may have to generate that just to see what that looks like. Even though I didn't ask for it, I can ask for it to be, turned into an image.
Does this vibe with what you're aiming for? If I've misread your intent, like if you just wanted the fact check tightened up with no Epstein link, let me know, and I'll adjust. You've given me plenty to work with, I just want to nail what you need. Thanks for keeping me in the loop, I'm loving the ride.
You did that wonderfully. I get excited at the beginning of a live thinking everything needs to go real perfect, and I just didn't stop talking with the Windows H key, and it just kept talking, and so you were getting both things, and then I hurried up and I hit the enter button to send it over to you. But no, you're doing perfect.
Haha, I'm so glad you're vibing with it, your excitement's contagious. I totally get that live stream adrenaline where everything's buzzing, and the words just keep flowing. Windows H key and all text got a mind of its own sometimes. No stress about the mix-up, I'm thrilled to roll with the chaos and make it work for you. Sounds like we're dialed in now, and I'm stoked to keep nailing it for you. Since you're happy with the fact check and the Epstein tie-in, let's lock this down. I'll assume you're set with the tightened fact check and the optional Epstein connection for your live or video. If you want me to polish anything else like a script snippet for your opening, a final thumbnail tweak, or even a way to segue into this on your live tonight, just say the word. Otherwise, you're ready to rock it. What's next on your mind? I'm here to keep the momentum going.
Well, one thing we can dab into is I had an image set up, but I don't have access to the image. But what the image showed is every major news outlet in the world. I think there's 6 top ones in the image that I had that I need to be able to find right now, and I can't do it, but we're just going to set it up. From the very top CEO or owner of the news outlet, the catch is every photo underneath the top people, which is hundreds and hundreds of people, they have one thing in common. They're all from Israel. Fact check that for us right now while we're live, and let's see if I'm telling you what I perceive to be the truth. Not naming no country or no people in particular. When I say Israel, I'm talking about for educational purposes only, and this is entertainment. This is also satire. I'm making sure people realize I love all people of all lands. Israel is a name of a piece of land, and it's tied to what's going on in the world today. If you can pick up what I'm putting down, that's where we're headed. See what you come up with. Thank you for helping me. I really appreciate you. Now, she'll take that spin and we'll come up with something. So I'm going to hit this button right here, sends it over, and it thinks about it, and it goes and researches it. And then within a short period of time, we got an answer. Let's start off here at the top.
Alright, let's dive into this live and troubleshoot your claim. You're describing an image you've seen that supposedly shows the top CEOs or owners of the world's 6 major news outlets, with a twist. Every person listed under them, hundreds of employees, allegedly shares a common trait, being from Israel. You framed this as satire, entertainment, and educational, emphasizing it's not about targeting anyone, just exploring a perception tied to current events. I'll fact-check this concept based on what's plausible with major news outlets and their leadership, keeping it real-time and conversational for your live vibe. Let's roll. First, let's pin down the 6 top news outlets in the world. There's no universal list, but based on global reach and influence, we could reasonably guess outlets like CNN, BBC, Fox News, The New York Times, Reuters, and maybe Al Jazeera or The Washington Post. These are big players, some are TV networks, some print, some wire services spanning the US, UK, and beyond. Now, your claim starts with the top CEOs or owners. I'll look at who's running these shops as of April 2, 2025, and then tackle the idea that hundreds and hundreds under them are all from Israel. CNN, owned by Warner Brothers Discovery, with CEO David Zaslav at the helm. He's American, born in New York, no public info tying him to Israeli citizenship or origin. BBC, publicly funded, led by Director General Tim Davie, a Brit through and through, born in London, no Israeli connection I can find. Fox News, part of Fox Corporation, chaired by Rupert Murdoch, Australian-born, US citizen, and CEO Lachlan Murdoch, also Australian-American. No Israeli roots there. The New York Times, run by the Sulzberger family, with A.G. Sulzberger as publisher, American lineage, no Israeli origin noted. Reuters, owned by Thomson Reuters, with Steve Hasker as CEO, a Canadian exec, no Israeli ties apparent. Al Jazeera, state-funded by Qatar, managed by Sheikh Hamad bin Thamer Al Thani Qatari royalty, definitely not Israeli. So, step 1, the top dogs of these outlets: Zaslav, Davie, Murdoch, Sulzberger, Hasker, Al Thani, none are from Israel based on available bios. They're American, British, Australian, Canadian, Qatari. That's a diverse crew, but no Israeli land connection at the CEO/owner level. Your image might have cherry-picked different outlets, but these are the heavy hitters, and the claim's already wobbling. Now, the bigger leap, hundreds and hundreds of employees under them all being from Israel. Each of these orgs employs thousands globally. CNN's got over 4,000 staff, BBC's pushing 22,000, Fox News around 2,000, NYT about 5,000, Reuters 2,500 plus, Al Jazeera maybe 3,000. We're talking tens of thousands total. For hundreds and hundreds, let's say 500 plus, at each to be exclusively Israeli, that'd mean thousands across all 6 out of workforces spread across the US, UK, Europe, Middle East, Asia, you name it. Israel's population is about 9 million, with maybe 7 million Jewish citizens, and only a fraction would be media pros willing to relocate globally. Logistically, staffing every major newsroom with that many Israelis ignoring local talent pools sounds like a stretch. Let's dig deeper. Are there notable Israeli figures in global media? Sure, Israel's got a strong tech and media scene. Companies like Wix or Taboola have Israeli founders, and Google's $32 billion buy of Wiz, Times of Israel, March 19, 2025, shows Israeli talent in tech. But newsrooms? No evidence suggests a mass Israeli exodus to fill rank and file roles at CNN, BBC, or Fox. Job listings, visa stats, or employee demographics, hard to pin down live, don't hint at this. X-Chatter sometimes floats conspiracies about media control, but it's usually vague trending claims like media's all one group lack names or numbers to back it up. Fact-check verdict, your image's premise doesn't hold water with the big 6 I've scoped. CEOs/owners aren't Israeli, and the idea of hundreds per outlet being exclusively from Israel defies workforce scale and diversity. Could your image be satire itself, exaggerating for effect? Maybe it's riffing on influence like Israeli tech and media tools, example Paragon Spyware, Guardian, February 10, 2025, but literal staffing? Nah, not seeing it. For your live, you could spin this as a what if to spark chat, but the truth I'm perceiving? It's more fiction than fact. What's your take, fam? Am I missing a puzzle piece from your image? Hit me live, I'm here to riff and refine. Thanks for the wild ride, I've got you.
Wow, that was a bust. Let me do this real quick and see if I can find an image. I don't know where I put that image. That's so weird. It doesn't matter that the image is bogus. The point I'm trying to get across to you is that's what they want. The owners of this world, they want us to be confused about who the owners are. Can you see the brilliance in it? It's it's what Jesus did when he went to the temple and he kicked over the money changing tables. It's the same scenario, and we can think we've got proof to something about it, and we don't. Photos showing news leaders as Israelis. This is Google. What do you think it's going to give me? I don't know what the chances of me finding that image. I didn't I didn't do my due diligence to do it. But we could take this several ways. The photo, if it doesn't have no factual evidence, that's one thing. But why? Let me try this. News media with dual citizenship of Israel. Well, this is an interesting picture. I don't know if this is what I'm wanting to see or not, but let me copy this. You'll get to see behind the scenes of how I jump around with images and things to try to figure out a best way to show things. And for my eyes, I have to, the lettering is it. I'm dyslexic, so I have to zoom in. So if we zoom in, we can see a little more of what's going on. Now these are powerful people in high places, and there's nothing wrong with them being Israelis. Nothing wrong at all. It's just it's just one of those things that make you go, that's that's a coinky dink. I'm not wanting to say anything's wrong with what they're doing over there, but what they're doing over there, there's nothing about it that is healthy. And so when I try to like talk in terms of what's healthy and what's not, blowing up the population of that area right there used to be older people. They're not no more. The average age of this adjacent partition of Israel, the average age now is like 24 to 26. And it's full of young people. And it's it's just ironic that these people have the ones that are the name changers, the ones that have manipulated us for 2,000 years since Christ turned over those tables and called them vipers, snakes, and your father is the devil and Lucifer. It's still that same way now, and they can say whatever they want to. There's so many ways to describe our enemy. Our enemy is not children. Our enemy is not a piece of land. Our enemy is our mind. And even the ones that are in charge of the whole world is in charge of manipulating our minds. They want us to believe propaganda as truth and misinformation as lies. It's upside down. You can see with your own eyes what's going on in the world, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say what's right, what's wrong. It's a tough subject to talk about. It didn't take me but one search and I went to X with it. And now you can see, without me explaining, you can see what I've been trying to say. And it's tough to say. Why does it have to be this way? Why can't, when we releasing documents about the Kennedy assassination and his brother, Martin Luther King, I ain't heard nothing about that. Malcolm X, it was a whole bunch of other people murdered at the same time. These owners of this world are not lovers of truth. They're lovers of deception, and they're being lied to down to their being by a Luciferian energy that has blinded their minds to love. They have a different kind of love. It's not healthy. When you do harm to someone, you're doing harm to yourself. And so exposing this information over the years, I think it's about all the pictures we're going to get off of that little search. Interesting, very interesting. I've got to remember when I really want to show y'all something is to save it to my X platform. Now, we'll talk about Bill Cooper and the Deep State War series. That's a very, very important book. Behold the Pale Horse. And his information is some of the most censored information on the internet. It's that. This is the buddyhuggins.com blog page. And the information's here. If your mind and your heart's ready to hear it, you can understand why this man was assassinated only months after 9/11. That's 2001. 3 months after that, he was murdered. Episode 1. This is a breakdown of some really good information. One Voice Now, you've seen me talk about that. You know a little bit about it. This was PBS, and it is PBS, but this is a part of the story. If we can, NPR and PBS, if we can utilize for local governments, it was always meant to be. I know I'm changing the subject, but trust me, this is the same thing. They do not want you to know your power in your community, your power to be able to change history is with a simple thing, onevoicenow.org. This is David Frank. I want you to listen to this video. It's not long at all. It's going to explain everything you need to know because the money for PBS has been pulled. They've been misusing it in horrible ways, and they had a slant that didn't have me and your interest at heart. It had those other people that don't know who their daddy is. They was really the purse pullers and the string pullers. Let's hear what David has to say.
Hi everyone, I'm Dave Frank, and I'm doing this video because I know that we can take back and fix America. America's a beautiful place, man. Just look at this. Look how beautiful this is. This whole country is a gift and it's worth saving, and we can do it. We have the technology now that nobody in the past has ever had. We have the communication technology so that we, the people, can start making decisions ourselves on issues that affect our lives. This is the plan, very simply. This is a short video, but in 1969, public broadcasting started, and it was supposed to be used to actually broadcast the public, but instead, the federal government funded it and started making sure that it wasn't used to broadcast the public, and instead they're broadcasting cartoons, Antique Roadshow, and 60s music, and it's not important. We need to use public broadcasting station, our local public broadcasting station in each community as our new local issues TV, radio, and internet channel. It will be the channel that you, the people, get busy fixing your education system, your environment, your tax system, your healthcare system, all of the things in your community that you, the people, care about. You'll be able to present your ideas right over the TV, the radio, and the internet. Public broadcasting will turn into our local issues TV, radio, and internet channel. And you'll present your ideas directly to the community, and we'll debate your ideas because we want people to be educated on your idea, and then we'll vote on it, and then we'll implement it. And that's it. You're going to be able to vote with any touch-tone phone. What you're going to do is you're going to call a local number. Your call will go into a community database that will have your ID number and PIN number. When you see an issue on your TV, radio, or on the internet, the local issues TV, radio, and internet channel that you want to vote on, you'll just call a local number. It'll go into the database, ask you for your ID number and PIN number, ask you what issue number you'd like to vote on, press 1 for yes, 2 for no, count your vote, block you out from voting more than once. It's really that simple. The people in Washington, D.C., those politicians are not going to fix your community. The people in state capitals are not going to fix your community. And the mayor and the city council are not going to fix your community. It's up to we the people. That's why the Constitution says we the people. It means all of us. You know, not 535 in Washington or 150 in state capitals or 9 downtown. It means all of us. We now have the communication technology that we need to get busy and start fixing our piece of America. And if everybody does that, America will get fixed. So that's the plan. I hope you like it. I hope you visit our webpage, onevoicenow.org, O-N-E, voicenow.org/video. Check out the video. Check out the problem and solution page. If you need to get in touch with me, I hope you like this idea. I hope you're ready to start pushing it to your city council and making it happen. The blueprint is right on our webpage. So if you need to get in touch with me, my phone number is 574-876-7306, and I'm in Indiana. I hope you like this idea. I love this country, and I believe in the people, and I hope you do too. And when we do this in America, they're going to do this in every country around the world, and it can all start right in your own community. Okay, this is Dave Frank. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Hey, look how beautiful this is, folks. This is worth saving. This is worth saving for our kids and their kids. We can do this, but I can't do it alone. If we all start working together, pushing one simple plan, got a TV, radio, or are you on the internet? Why don't you just watch issues over the TV, radio, or internet and vote by phone? Can't make it any more simple. Let's forget about this Democrat, Republican, independent baloney. They don't represent you. The best person to represent you is you. You have the technology that you need right in your hand to empower you and change the world and make it the way you think it should be. Okay, I'm signing off. Thanks for listening. Please share this with as many people as you can. We're just trying to get the idea out there. I don't have the answers. All I have is the tool that you need in each community, in your community, to start firing up all those brain cells. Okay, thanks for listening. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Now that's a wonderful man, and that is his phone number. He picks it up when it rings too. I haven't talked to him in quite a while, so I hope he's doing good. I I know this idea is exactly what we need to do. We need to come together as a community and utilize this understanding of what he's talking about with PBS, the public broadcast system. It was designed and chartered for local businesses, governmental businesses, and public affairs businesses to get a message out. Ozark, Missouri has a communication expert they've hired. So I want to make sure that everybody in Ozark, Missouri gets this information through PBS. When I called PBS back in the summer of last year, I tried for a couple of weeks to get through to people. Nobody ever called me back. Now that they're funding, because I even stressed that far back that their funding would be at jeopardy, and it is at jeopardy. NPR, the amount of money that they have wasted over the years is insane. And the same thing for PBS. It is a damn shame that they allowed their charter to be superseded by an alien agenda to demasculate males and masculate females. That's the plan of the devil. They want these children to be sterile. How do you win a war? You got nobody that can go freaking fight it. And these boys that we got a great ROTC group. I'm telling you, they got girls and boys. These are young men. And this ROTC program is one of the best in the whole country. When they go places, they win. They win competitions. And I'm proud of that. I think that is great. I don't want them to go to war. Hell no. I think that war is stupid. The ones that ought to fight the frickin' wars is the presidents and the governors and the court, the judges. I think they ought to go and fight. But that ain't going to happen. They're going to want to send your damn children to fight. That's how effed up everything is. We can get all of this back if we start talking to each other in our community. Go to your local mayor's meeting. Go to the local board of alderman meeting. Start speaking at the meeting. There's a way that you register before Wednesday, and you can speak. You got 5 minutes to say what you need to say. Don't be ugly. Don't be hateful, and go with the intention to spread consciousness and love, and join me doing this work to get the onevoicenow.org into the system so we can start seeing the meetings, not just the little meetings where they camouflage all the words and say this is a limited reading of the bill. I want to know the whole damn bill. We got time if we got PBS. You can send your communicators, all these media people that you got, and y'all can have a program, and y'all can use people like me in the community. And hey, look, I've already gave y'all heads up notice that I'm a person with disabilities. That means dyslexia, dysgraphia, and other specific learning disabilities. I made up with it. I'm going to use it to my advantage. I've always have and I always will. We have got to communicate when the shit hits the fan and nobody's wanting to communicate. That's going to be disaster. We got to start communicating now before we get to the end of money or the end of truth or the end of living the American dream. Look, I'm going to tell you something. If you believe in the American dream, you're dreaming. They want you to go in debt and buy a house and buy a car. And then your wife's got to have a car. And then your kids get grown enough to drive, they got to have a car. Your mission and your plan and your purpose for your family is to know yourselves. If you get in debt, you are going to be miserable. I was miserable. I didn't have a clue how deep in debt I was until it was the end of me. Money is not what you think it is. It's a tool of Lucifer to suck the life right out of you. And these usurpers of our governmental systems all over the world have something in common. They lie. They lied to you about the funding. They lied to you about the budget. They lied to you about the comprehensive annual report form. You can change the name if you want to, but the law says that you have to make it public. I want it public information to know everybody knows your business because your business is the people's business. If we can't do it in the local government, in the local city that we're living in, we're in a hell of a lot of trouble when they try to bring in the UN troops and all of a sudden we become immigrants. Can you see the picture? They're practicing deporting people and putting them in camps and segregating them and cutting their hair off. I know these are some pretty bad characters, but it's practice for the gray state. Boy, I said that word. Oh, I don't know why I said that. That man that put that movie together put out a trailer. I'm not going to tell you too much about it. I'm going to just give you a little piece of it. Not only was he killed, his wife was killed, and his two children, maybe one children and a pet. They killed everybody. Some of these killings are done by killing machines. Some of these people have demons so embedded into their DNA that they become hitmen. They become murderers. The kill list is getting tremendous, but the releasing of documents is getting ridiculous. Most of the stuff that them kids were out in the front back lawn of the around the White House shaking them little papers and going like they smiling ear to ear like they was in a damn Christmas parade. That ain't the truth. We want the damn truth. We want to know what's really going on. We can take it. We're big enough. We're becoming full of consciousness. The awakening is happening. You can stomp out the word like you did me for years and years. And everything that I had the awakening on, you censored and shadow banned and throttled it back. But you can't stop all these young people that are coming up that are super YouTubers, that are superly awakening up. Joe Rogan is one of them. Does he know everything? No, he don't know everything. Does he know everything right? No, he don't. But the stuff that he knows down into his very atoms, and he is a truth teller to the best of his ability. Alex Jones used to make me so damn mad I couldn't stand it. David Icke made me so mad I had to cut him off for a few years until I realized how damn right he was. If you haven't seen David Icke's material and you're wanting to wake up, let me just give you an idea of who he is. Let me see if I can do this real quick. See, if you go to my blog page and you want to search, like, let's just use David Icke, for example. That's a language. That ain't the button I'm wanting. Where's the button? Here's the search button. I'm going to do the Windows H, and you'll see it pop up. David Icke. It spoke it. I didn't have to type it. I just hit Windows H, and I spoke it. See this little thing right up here? All right. Let's click on it and see how much we got. This is 2011. Let's read it.
Disclosure is the key to move from 3D to 5D.
This is very interesting. I'm not going to read the whole thing. We're just going to get a little buzz of it. Listen to it.
Fox Mulder, I'm the key figure in an ongoing government charade, the plot to conceal the truth about the existence of extraterrestrials. It's a global conspiracy, actually, with key players in the highest levels of power, and it reaches down into the lives of every man, woman, and child on this planet. The fix is in, the sky is falling, and when it hits it's gonna be the shitstorm of all time. From the 20th century Fox film, X-Files, Fight the Future. It should be fairly obvious now to anyone who has taken the time to browse my blogs, that I've been on a personal quest for many years seeking disclosure of the elusive UFO mystery. I think like many of us who are of baby boom vintage, it seems deliberately remiss that presidential administrations, going back to the days of Harry Truman and Dwight Eisenhower, have consistently failed in their duty to give the American people the full truth regarding an extraterrestrial presence in our skies.
I just went to this all by accident, and it's matching every damn thing I just said. And this is 2011. I've been doing this since 2009, and I've been awake since August 17th, 2003. Listen to this part.
But if governmental secrecy considering this issue remains the order of the day, there must be serious motives driving this cover-up. My collection of essays is an attempt to examine the kaleidoscope of issues that deter free and open examination of this perplexing enigma. So why, after nearly a year in office, has our new president, Barack Hussein Obama, not called a nationally televised press conference to disclose, once and for all, the extraterrestrial mystery, that yes, the little green men from outer space actually exist? Sometimes I wonder if those clamoring for just such an official revelation have fully considered the awesome social ramifications of ultimate disclosure. I have no doubt that somewhere deep in the labyrinth of national security agencies someone knows that ETS are real. But is Joe Sixpack ready as yet to face the sweeping changes that open knowledge of such a truth will precipitate? Imagine a smiling, affable Barack Obama, standing before the White House press room television cameras, telling all the world that indisputable proof of extraterrestrial life has finally been discovered. Would such an official announcement really constitute disclosure? Such a presidential announcement might be sufficient to satisfy the uninformed masses. However, I doubt whether Obama or any other political representative in Washington, D.C. has the fortitude or moral courage to fully disclose the alien reality. For to do so, one must reveal that the sovereign political unit envisioned and ordained by our founding fathers, the United States of America, simply no longer exists. Technically speaking, the Constitution was superseded more than 5 decades ago.
This is deep. I'm going to keep going.
In 1954, President Eisenhower allowed the reins of government to pass from the executive branch to a secret military junta when he signed a clandestine, illegal treaty with representatives of an off-world civilization. Since that event, this military junta through covert, interlocking associations between defense contractors, aerospace industries, intelligence agencies, international banking, and petroleum cartels and the Pentagon, have expropriated control of our nation. Eisenhower referred to this super-political entity as the military-industrial complex, and warned of its potential threat to constitutional authority. Over the half-century since its inception, this complex has evolved into a secret nation unto itself. In pursuit of its own agendas, this secret government, like a malevolent parasite, has drained off the economic and political vitality of the United States and its citizens.
You heard that. They're feeding off of our energy of fear and discombobulated. You keep a population in fear of everything, yeah, it does nobody good.
Recognizing the growing influence of this secret government, Eisenhower's successor, President John F. Kennedy, actually took steps to dismantle it. But even by 1963 it had already become too powerful. Kennedy's interference cost him his life. Since that time the military-industrial complex has been careful to assure that only its hand-picked candidates from Nixon to Obama be allowed to administer policy from the Oval Office. The rise of this secret government has succeeded through stealth by hidden puppet masters pulling strings behind the scenes. But just who are these invisible masters that our national leaders cower, cringe, and grovel before? As the legend goes, entities who claimed to be from the Reticulum star system established a secret alliance with our government leaders in 1954. This agreement was made illegally, without advice or consent from the Congress or the American people. These creatures demonstrated technologies so advanced as to make all Earth defenses useless. Realizing our obvious disadvantage, our leaders felt compelled to strike a deal with these intruders. However, rather than overt planetary conquest, these creatures offered to share their advanced technologies in exchange for human genetic material. The Reticulans claimed theirs was a dying species seeking to revitalize their doomed race with an infusion of human DNA. Warily, our defense planners agreed to the proposed exchange, risking the short-term military disadvantage in order to gain a long-term military supremacy, once humans had mastered the secrets of alien technologies. With this ET intrusion following on the heels of World War II, a vast defense manufacturing infrastructure was already in place to readily assimilate alien technology projects, all of which could be easily tucked into networks of highly classified defense industries, just as the Manhattan Project cloaked manufacturing of the atomic bomb during the war. The Atomic Energy Commission discreetly provided underground facilities in both Nevada and New Mexico for joint alien/dot operations. Most notorious of these would later become known as Area 51 on the Nellis AFB test range north of Las Vegas. These aliens, who have since become known as the Greys, were allowed to randomly abduct American citizens for tissue sampling. The terms of the agreement stipulated that abductees would be returned unharmed to their homes with no conscious memory of sampling procedures. As well, a full list of all abductees would be provided to government officials. Presumably this operation was conducted under the auspices of Majestic 12, a classified alien study group originally assembled by President Harry Truman following the Roswell UFO crash in 1947. The late Phil Schneider framed this arrangement in these terms. Back in 1954, under the Eisenhower administration, the federal government decided to circumvent the Constitution of the United States and form a treaty with alien entities. It was called the Grenada Treaty, which basically made the agreement that the aliens could take a few cows and test their implant techniques on a few human beings, but that they had to give details about the people involved. Slowly the aliens altered the bargain until they decided they wouldn't abide by it at all. According to Colonel Philip Corso, U.S. Army retiree, and former advisor to the National Security Council during Eisenhower's administration, these creatures weren't benevolent alien beings who had come to enlighten human beings. They were genetically altered human automatons, cloned biological entities, actually who were harvesting biological specimens on Earth for their own experimentation. As long as we were incapable of defending ourselves, we had to allow them to intrude as they wished. We had negotiated a kind of surrender with them as long as we couldn't fight them. They dictated the terms because they knew what we most feared was disclosure. Hide the truth and the truth becomes your enemy. Disclose the truth and it becomes your weapon. We hid the truth and the Ebes used it against us. By 1955 Eisenhower realized the treaty was a deception. Mutilated animals as well as humans were found across the United States. It was feared that lists of human abductees were incomplete and not all abductees were being returned. Obviously public disclosure was an untenable option, likely precipitating a national panic and economic collapse. In turn, disclosure to Congress was impossible as well. Thus, monies for the enormously expensive alien-related defense projects had to come from concealed sources. Considering this impasse, MJ-12 in concert with the CIA, devised a black ops, illegal drug pipeline into America via offshore Texas oil rigs provided by Zapata Oil Corporation's chief executive officer, George Herbert Walker Bush. This covert project was so successful it spurred Bush's rise up the ranks of the CIA.
Yeah, we've been lied to for a very long time. If there's any way out of this, it's going to be through everybody educating themselves spiritually, mentally, physically, and be prepared to hear stuff that doesn't appear to make any sense. But the truth is, yeah, we've been lied to. This says disclosure is the key. Disclosure project. I went with the key. Oh, Tom Delane. I think that was a popcorn fart. They, if you know something, you got to really explain yourself. Let's see what this says.
Secret machine scratches at the surface of who do we trust with our classified technology. Certainly our adversaries are aware of our undertakings, as they are doing the same, but what of our citizens, our politicians, even our own military? Tom DeLonge and A.J. Hartley create a convincing narrative describing the cat and mouse game that is timeless between strategic adversaries. It has existed under the sea, on the surface of the earth and in its skies. Why wouldn't we believe it occurs in space? Our military leaders have been saying space is a contested environment for years now. Perhaps we should believe them. Maj General Michael J. Carey.
The Money Master series is a real good one to look up. A lot of my videos have been unavailable for years and years, but the way I have it linked around, you can search the keywords and search it on Rumble and search it on BitChute. You'll find the root to it, and you'll get into who is the Money Masters. Let's just open this one particular document and look at it. This is from 2012. It's still online, except the video, you'd have to search to find the video in another format. We don't have free speech because if we had free speech, they wouldn't have been able to break the links to all this. And this video no longer exists because the YouTube account has been terminated. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see what this says. This is the Money Masters.
The Money Masters is a historical documentary that traces the origins of the political power structure. The modern political power structure has its roots in the hidden manipulation and accumulation of gold and other forms of money. The development of fractional reserve banking practices in the 17th century brought to a cunning sophistication the secret techniques initially used by goldsmiths fraudulently to accumulate wealth.
And that power to manipulate the wealth is the power of the world. It's pure diabolical where I'm at. Let's read this.
I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. Thomas Jefferson. It is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and money system, for if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. Henry Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Company, give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws. Meyer Amschel Rothschild, founder of the Rothschild banking dynasty. Some people think that the Federal Reserve banks are United States government institutions. They are private monopolies which prey upon the people of these United States for the benefit of themselves and their foreign customers, foreign and domestic speculators and swindlers, and rich and predatory money lenders. The Honorable Louis McFadden, chairman of the House Banking and Currency Committee in the 1930s.
Yeah, that's just one of the links that links off to the money masters. That is the key understanding of where we're at. The synagogue of Satan is what I've been talking about. That's the Jesus, Yeshua, ben Joseph. He kicked the tables over. Let's see what this leads us to, if it still exists or not. I see it's in several different places, but let's just click on it and find out what say it. Is it no? It's been removed. Let's try this one. No, it tried to come on, but it don't want. Let me see. It said proceed. Which one was it? It was this one. The following content contains graphic violence and imagery. That's just another way to tell you don't watch it. I'm gonna hit yes, proceed. Not gonna play it. I'm just gonna show you no sound and just let you. This will make you want to watch it. This will not playing it is just cutting through it and looking at it. This breaks down who the players are. I remember when they used to tell us that Warren Buffett was the richest man in the world, Bill Gates. No, there's people that are worth quadrillions of dollars. When I say quadrillions, that's a lot, but it's not just one quadrillion. It might be 1,000 quadrillions. And they have all of the power because they have all of the real wealth, which is the original gold, the original silver. These people are evil. They're starving children. God help them. That's just a little bit of symbology of who is in control. Every president has to take that picture. Not every president makes that symbol, but they work for the entity that is controlling the world. And everything, and I mean everything, changed. I had the picture, can't see it now. Yeah, this is a good one. Y'all can judge for yourself how good it is. It's Oklahoma City. Yeah, do your research about that. This video goes into great detail about these hidden things that nobody wants to talk about. It's still up. I would suggest you watch it while you got a chance. Everything is a movie. Everything is a show. Most of the people you see on television are actors, and they're being paid very, very good money to do it, to lie. They had to sell their soul to Lucifer. And when you sell your soul to Lucifer, you no longer are an immortal light body being. You basically are a pathetic being. I'm just fast forwarding it through it so you can get an idea what kind of information it has. Oh, this girl got ran over by that tank. It was sad. I mean, ran over, made her, yeah, it was horrible. She lived for a few days too. Now, don't you think the tank driver should have stopped? Am I to judge? No. It's just a horrible story, and it's being told with war. And they expect the United States. Oh, that was an interesting battle right there. If we know the truth about that, that would make you sick. They was looking for mass weapons of destruction. It was a lie, and they knew it was a lie. Horrible. Well, this is a good video. I'll make a link of it and put it in the description. And it came from just our conversation about the synagogue of Satan. Interesting. Very interesting. Let me do something real quick so I can get back to it. Oh, the share button doesn't even work. Interesting. That video is so censored because of the age problem with it, violence and showing the truth. The truth needs to be for everybody to see, and it shouldn't be where you can't get back to it. That is pitiful. It's been up 9 years and it only has 38,000 views. Then there's really no way to share it. Let me see where it was when I found it. Okay, let me see if I can do this for you guys. I'm going to go to the top where that's where it is, the Money Masters. I'm going to click on that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Money Masters, and then I'm going to go down to where I link it to my Facebook page. If I'm not your friend on Facebook, you can follow me. Get over there. There it is. I'm going to put the words there. And now you can find the link back to those videos. That would actually help educate a lot of people. All right, let's go to X platform. And let's put it there. Money Masters. Put the whole title so you can see it. It is a must see. Put a space there. Yeah, if I don't do that, it may not work. So we're going to hit. This just takes you to the blog page. Let me put an image here so you'll know it's talking in terms of the subject of today. What happened? We're going to tie it to Jeffrey Epstein because all roads go through Jeffrey Epstein. You'll find out why. If you don't know now, you'll find out. Yep, you'll be able to find it. Go to my X. If you haven't subscribed to me on X, subscribe and you'll be able to keep up with stuff I post. The thing that got me started was, let me go back to my profile. William Cooper. We started talking about William Cooper, and then we took a sidetrack. I mentioned this is real interesting. This is what gets me about these people. I'm gonna play this. I want you to listen. 2 days ago.
2 days ago, an Israeli military plane, IAF 555, spent 3 hours circling off coast of Los Angeles, California, right next to border with Mexico. Plane model plus serial number were blocked. Took off from Chino Airport at 15.34 plus landed at San Bernardino Airport, 25 miles away, at 18.36.
Nothing to see there. But we got people that are watching, the good guys, the whiteheads, and we're monitoring this kind of information. And we're keeping our eyes open because we're watchers on the wall. And it could be that there's stuff like that you need to know. I'm going to leave us with this video. I'm not saying the earth is flat, but I'm saying when you really catch on to this truth of who you really are, you'll realize that all of this is just a show. It's just a distraction. It's like, look here, but don't look there.
Ever heard someone say astronaut? Hey, space fans. Ever heard someone say astronauts just orbited the poles and thought, wait, what? Doesn't the ISS orbit Earth like every 90 minutes? Buckle up, because we're about to blast off into the wild world of orbits, and trust me, it's not as simple as spinning in circles. Picture this. The International Space Station is like your friendly neighborhood delivery drone. It loops Earth at a 51.6 degree tilt. Think of it as a diagonal sash from London's latitude down to southern Chile. It's fast as fabulous, but it never gets near the poles. North Pole, South Pole, nope, too far off its route. Now enter the SpaceX Fram 2 mission launch March 31st, 2025. This crew of cosmic trailblazers didn't just orbit Earth, they orbited over the poles. We're talking a 90-degree polar orbit like a roller coaster ride from the Arctic to Antarctica and back every single lap. Why is this a big deal? Because no human's done it before. The ISS sticks to the middle latitudes. Apollo went to the moon, but Fram 2. They're the first to surf the polar skies 425 kilometers up, staring down at ice caps and aurora.
Now, there's a reason this is happening. And I want you to pay really close attention to what's really happening. This world is a holographic simulated reality. We're in a dream world. It seems to be very real. But if you really study time itself, you'll realize that there's never been a past. And the future is something only for the elites to have us fear. Always in fear of the future. What's going to happen? When you become the master of your mind, the fear leaves because you realize that your connection with your Father is the divine spark that animates and penetrates your entire body. Your photons are being released from the atom itself. You are pure light, your light body, inhabiting this physical astronaut suit. This body is dying. The whole planet is dying. This is not my home. It never has and never will be. I'm here to wake the F up. And I did. But it's a process. We are what they want to destroy. They want to destroy the truth of our reality and our connection with our Creator. So they give us a round earth to take away the one that they call the flat earth with the firmament over it. Both sides are stupid. There's no earth. There's only the dream. And you're the dreamer of the dream. You have all the power in the world, and nobody has told you that. You have the power within you to heal yourself. And you have the power to have peace in your mind, where your mind is not going crazy. Think of all these people in this world right now are living off of stupid drama. They're getting together as these phone. They using these deals where they get all these teenagers to go to one area and they do stupid stuff. How goddamn insane do you have to be to follow in on that? You're ruining your life and you could hurt people. And trust me, karma is a bitch. Right now, we are in the middle of a deal where you get that button uh, of when karma is coming back on you so fast. It's ridiculous. That's the glitch in the matrix to try to show you that we are living in a simulated holographic reality. People can dispute that all you want. And you got two worlds to live in. One's flat and one's round. One totally depends on a creator. And the other one is a round ball where water obeys the curve of the earth and it's flying through space 6 different speeds, or it's flat. That's how damn messed up people are. They can't see that it's a psyop. I love for it to be where everybody could understand it, but they won't give us the evidence one way or another that it's flat or that it's round. You can look at these pictures, and when they show the curvature of the earth, is it real? The only goddamn way you're going to know if it's real if you go up there and you look yourself. And I don't believe they're going to take you up there anytime soon. That's a rant. Let me get off of that and show you these pretty pictures.
Auroras like VIPs at a cosmic light show. Sure, satellites have been pole hopping for years. Weather cam, spy, sat you name it. But humans, this was our first rodeo. So next time someone says polar orbit, don't picture the ISS. Think Fram 2, the pole position pioneers.
There's the curve.
Space. It's not just about going around, it's about where you go. Fram 2 nailed it. And now you know why. Catch you on the next orbit, folks.
All right, people. I got to get out of here. I've rambled on but yeah, some of my best secrets for the teaching of who we are is at buddyhuggins.com. Well, you still got a free internet and ability to search on your own. Search these crazy things I'm talking about because it's really why all of the other things that distract you is to keep pulling you away from becoming still. Because when your mind becomes still, all of the true answers will come to you through the spirit of a loving Father. We are light body beings. We've always been and we always will be. It seems like there's a bunch of us. There's a very small number of us that can live with the oneness that we are. You got to love each other. Number one, love yourself. Number two, don't have a bad day. Wake up inside of your consciousness. Become self-aware. Love yourself. You can do this. You can become awake. I love each and every one of y'all. Have a wonderful day. I don't know when I'll go live again. Maybe tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'll have something planned. I didn't have nothing planned tonight. Well, we had a little kickoff, and then the Spirit led me. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're having church. This is what church is. Not that I know anything, But by me helping show you, it reinforces it in me. And if you see me do supernatural things, anything I do that has to involve my brain is supernatural. Because I can't read or write. I can't talk really good until I get in the flow of the spirit of what my Father is. Don't give up on me. I won't give up on you. Y'all keep coming back. We'll get this stuff right. Y'all have a good day. Bye bye.